What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the CoolFigurez channel, and welcome back to Star Wars Week here on the channel. And today I have for you guys the new Star Wars Black Series Crosshairs figure from the new Bad Batch wave. But before we get started, guys, I just wanted to say once again, thank you so much to each and every single one of you that have hit that subscribe button. 300 subscribers, thank you so much. Let's try and reach 400 by the end of June. I think we can do it. But first, if you're new, then welcome. This channel is all about cool action figures, analyzing them, hunting them, taking pics of them, and of course, playing with them. I upload new content every Mondays, Wednesdays. Heck, for the foreseeable future, guys, I'm going to be uploading new content every single day of the week, and even multiple videos on certain days. So make sure you hit that bell icon so you stay notified when I do upload new content. And if you guys do enjoy this video or any of my other ones, please remember to give them a thumbs up. It really helps the channel grow. And while you're at it, feel free to hit that subscribe button. It is free to you, and guess what you'll get in return? You'll get some nice free content, guys. So that's a win-win in my book, so make sure you hit that button. But anyways, guys, as always, the information on the channel is intended for adult collectors and not children. I am your host, Jesse the Bat Madrigal, aka the Buff Collector, and once again, guys, I have for you the new Crosshairs Black Series figure from the new Bad Batch wave. And this figure is so cool. Now, it is really cool, but at the same time, you definitely see Hasbro's laziness, especially in the reuse parts from Hunter. And you'll see what I mean when we get a closer look at this figure. Not that I'm talking bad on it, because obviously tooling a figure is very expensive. It's about $100,000 for just the tooling of a single figure. So, you know, companies have to reuse where they can. But this one was just a very blatant reuse, and it was just like, come on, Hasbro. But once again, I'm not complaining because he is a really cool figure, and I am super happy to have him. And if you guys have been keeping up with the Bad Batch series like I have, you know that this character is really picking up some steam. So it'll be interesting to see where he goes and where his arc goes, along with the other Bad Batch members. But I'm more curious to see what's going to happen with him, and if he's going to stay on the path that he's on, or if he'll somehow, you know, get shaken from it and, you know, kind of returns to his old ways. And that's kind of my somewhat encrypted way of talking about the show, so it doesn't spoil anything for people. But with that being said, guys, let's go ahead and take a look at the accessories that this guy comes with. Can't speak right now. So he does come with two blasters. Like Hunter, he does come with a pistol, but unlike Hunter, he actually comes with a holster to put the said pistol, and even his backpack can hold his sniper rifle, which is why I'm really surprised Hunter's didn't have an ability or the capability to hold his blaster rifle, because they, as you'll see, they do have the ability to have that, but it was just odd the way they chose to not give him either a holster or the ability to put one of his weapons on his backpacks. But that's enough about the Hunter figure. If you want to know more about him and my review and my thoughts, you can check out my review. I'll link it up above right here. But anyways, guys, like I said, he does come with two blasters. He comes with a handgun blaster, much like Hunter does, and of course he comes with a holster right there to put it in. And of course, being the sniper of the group, he comes with his sniper rifle. And this thing is pretty dang big compared to him and the other figures. It is a very long gun. As you can see, I'm having to really hold it in frame. Sorry guys, I drank 2 cups of coffee this morning, so I'm a little shaky. But as you can see, it's the typical Hasbro mold. It's not too detailed. It has some details, some lines, some finishes and whatnot, but nothing too fancy. That is what it is. So next up, he does come with a backpack on his back that is removable. So we'll just go ahead and take that off while we're at it. Get him to stand. Wow, he's actually standing really well. So that's great. So it pins in with this little pin right here. But like I said, his comes with the capability of being able to insert his sniper rifle into this slot right here. So as you can see, we will snap it in, and it sits in right there nice and comfortably. You can even shake it about and it's not going to fall out, which is really cool. But I really wish that they would have just included the same backpack with Hunter, so that he can put his weapon in there. And then I don't know what this is for, but if there's a little peg hole on the side of this one on Crosshairs, but Hunter's doesn't have this little peg hole on the side, so I'm wondering if maybe Tech is going to come with the same backpack, potentially. Not too sure. Maybe his has a little add-on here for his Tech and whatnot. But I guess we'll have to wait and see when those figures do come out. So he does come with one last accessory, and much like Hunter, his helmet is removable, which is really nice, especially since these guys are a little more unique than just the typical clones. Although I wouldn't mind having clone troopers that had removable helmets, even if they did all look the same. So looking at his helmet, is nicely done and nicely detailed. I understand people's gripes with it looking all big and whatnot, but you know what? It's not that big of a deal to me, and in fact, the bigger it is, the more you can see it and the better detail they can add in on it. You know, it's not so fine and whatnot, so maybe it benefits, and it just looks a lot better this way, not only because you know, it's, you know, new technology that's used to make it, but also because it's at a scale that it's, you know, it's a lot easier to work with than it being a smaller scale and having to use a lot more detailed and refined work and whatnot, especially for at least a person like me. As you guys can see, I have shaky hands, so painting something like this would be a lot easier for me than, you know, something a lot smaller, but even painting something like this would be difficult for me. So moving on back on to the figure itself, his visor thing, aiming tracker visor, I can never remember the name of this thing, does move around back, forward, up, down, whatever you want. So yeah, that is super cool. So that is all the accessories that Crosshairs comes with. So now let's go ahead and just pull them forward and take a closer look at the figure in general. I absolutely love the face sculpt on this figure and even Hunter. I think it's the fact that it comes from a drawn animated show that they're able to just basically take those files and put them onto their, you know, Hasbro computers from the studio and remake them. And I think that's why these face sculpts come out so well, opposed to, you know, actual live action figure faces, because they're having to take photos and whatnot. Whereas here, you know, it's literally, they just got the files sent to them, and I believe so. So I absolutely love Hunter and Crosshairs face sculpts. They look very much on point. And yeah, so this is a look at Hunter's gear. He has a little more stuff on him than, or I'm sorry, this is Crosshairs gear, not Hunter's gear. He has a little more stuff on him than Hunter. Hunter does have that knife, and that's what I wanted to talk about too, is the reuse parts in these two characters. So obviously they reused the bottom half and the torso even, but they even reused the forearm, so much so that you can see the peg where they put Hunter's knife sheath in. And I looked at my Hunter figure, and yeah, that's exactly where it pegs into, and you can tell it's glued in and whatnot. So they literally just didn't give him a knife sheath, but it's the same forearm part. He does use the new pinless technology on his joints, much like Hunter does. Not the biggest fan of it. It definitely limits the articulation, but you can still get him into some pretty cool, decent poses. So talking about his articulation, let's go ahead and get into that and take a look at what he can do exactly. He can look all the way to the right, he can look all the way to the left, he can look down that much, and he can look up pretty significantly, which is really nice. So once again, like Hunter, this piece is actually attached underneath, so you want to make sure you hold it while you rotate the shoulder if you want it to rotate safely with the shoulder. But as you can see, it gets a little stuck and snagged, so I wouldn't rotate it too much, because I think it's not so much as it's glued in as it's a rubber ring piece with a small plastic tab connecting this, so you want to be very careful with that. But other than that, his arms do go out that far. Like I said, it is the new, oops, there you go. It is the new pinless technology, so you don't get too much range of motion when it comes to the elbow bend right there, or even this way. Either way, you don't get too much. You do get rotation at the wrist, in and out, up and down on this one, of course. Rotation at the waist, but you have to be careful because of the belt. The belt's a little more secure here than it is on the top, so you don't want to rip that or else that's going to really suck. He gets a little bit of a bend forward, pretty decent tilt back. He can kick out that far, kick out that far, kick back that far. Once again, pinless tech, but he does pass 45 degree, barely though. And looking at his ankle articulation, it does go all the way down there, and it goes up there, and he does come with a ball rocker hinge joint at the ankle. So all in all, like I said guys, I'm not the biggest fan of this pinless tech because the articulation does suffer from it. And I would much rather see a few pins and have decent articulation than not have the pins and, you know, have more limited articulation. We always want to be taking steps forward, not steps back. That's my opinion. But I'm sure they'll perfect it eventually and get it to be a lot better eventually. But until then, I really hope that they don't really use this technology. That's just my opinion. Let me know down in the comments below. What do you think of the new pinless technology? Do you like it? Do you not like it? Do you think it's messes with the articulation? Do you not think? Let me know in the comments down below. But yeah guys, with that being said, let's go ahead and take a look at some cool pics of him, because like I said, despite the limited articulation because of the pinless tech, I was still able to get into some really cool poses. So let's go ahead and take a look at them right now. Alright guys, thank you so much for staying to the end of this video. If you enjoyed those pics, you can find the full images over on Instagram at CoolFigurez. And once again guys, thank you so much for 300 subscribers. I really do appreciate it. And remember, if you guys did enjoy this video, please remember to give it a thumbs up. It really helps the channel grow. And if you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button. I promise to give you guys free, great content if you do. But whether or not you're a subscriber, thank you so much for taking time out of your busy day to listen to me talk about toys. I really do appreciate it. As always, I'm your host, Jesse the Bat Madrigal, aka the Buff Collector. And I will talk to you guys in the next video.